Picture this, a Mustang that can lap the Nürburgring in under 7 minutes. A Mustang with a supercharged V8 making over 800 horsepower. A Mustang that costs more than a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Sound impossible? Well, Ford just made it happen with the GTD, and this might be the most insane muscle car ever built. This isn't your grandfather's Mustang. This isn't even your GT500's bigger brother. The GTD is Ford's middle finger to everyone who ever said American cars can't hang with European supercars on a racetrack. And today we're diving deep into what makes this $300,000 pony car worth more than most houses in some states. Let's rewind for a second. The Mustang GTD exists for one reason: to break the 7-minute barrier at the Nürburgring Nordschleife. That's the holy grail of performance car benchmarks. For context, a base 911 Carrera does it in about 7 minutes 40 seconds. The GT3 RS, 6 minutes 49 seconds. Ford looked at those numbers and said, "Hold my beer." But here's the thing. This wasn't just about bragging rights. Ford Performance wanted to prove that American engineering could match the precision and track capability of the best from Germany and Italy. The GT supercar proved they could build a mid-engine masterpiece. Now the GTD proves they can take their iconic front-engine muscle car and turn it into a legitimate track weapon. The name GTD stands for GT Daytona, paying homage to Ford's racing heritage. It's inspired by the Mustang GT3 race car that competes in IMSA and the World Endurance Championship. And when I say inspired by, I mean they basically took that race car, made it street legal, and added cup holders. Now let's talk about what's under that carbon fiber hood. The GTD packs a supercharged 5.2-liter V8 that makes over 800 horsepower. Ford hasn't released exact figures yet, but we're talking somewhere north of the GT500's 760 horses. This isn't just a tweaked Predator engine, it's been completely reworked. The supercharger sits up top like a mechanical crown, force-feeding air into 8 cylinders. But Ford didn't stop there. The intake system has been redesigned, the cooling system upgraded, and the whole package optimized for sustained track use. Because here's what people forget about track cars. It's not just about peak power. It's about maintaining that power lap after lap without the engine turning into a paperweight. The transmission is an 8-speed dual clutch from Tremec, and this is huge. This is the first time a Mustang has ever had a DCT. No manual option here, folks, and that's actually the right call. This gearbox can shift faster than any human, and when you're chasing lap times, milliseconds matter. It's programmed specifically for track use, with aggressive shift patterns and launch control that'll pin your eyeballs to the back of your skull. The exhaust? It's a titanium masterpiece that exits through the rear diffuser. Ford claims it saves significant weight over a traditional system. And the sound? Oh man, the sound is pure American V8 thunder with a high-pitched supercharger whine mixed in. It's like a choir of angry angels. Here's where the GTD gets really wild. Ford claims this thing makes more downforce than a GT3 race car. Not a GT3 road car, a GT3 race car. Let that sink in. Up front, you've got a massive splitter that's so low, you'll need a forklift to get over a speed bump. The front fenders have functional vents that extract air from the wheel wells, reducing lift and improving cooling. The hood has a central vent too, helping hot air escape from the engine bay. But the real party trick is out back. The GTD features an active rear wing that's absolutely massive. It can adjust its angle depending on what you're doing. Less drag on the straights, more downforce in the corners. There's also a massive diffuser underneath that works with the rear wing to keep this 3,600-pound car glued to the pavement. Ford claims the GTD generates over 2,000 pounds of downforce at top speed. That means at around 200 miles per hour, you could theoretically drive this thing upside down. Don't try that at home. All that power and aero mean nothing if the chassis can't handle it. Ford knew this, so they went absolutely nuclear on the suspension and brakes. The GTD sits on adaptive dampers from Multimatic, the same company that built the suspension for the Ford GT. These aren't your typical adjustable shocks. They use spool valve technology that can react in milliseconds to changing track conditions. There are multiple drive modes, including a full track mode that stiffens everything up and lowers the car by 40 millimeters. The front suspension uses pull rod actuated springs, just like a Formula One car. This lowers the center of gravity and improves handling response. At the rear, you've got a sophisticated multi-link setup with a semi-virtual steering axis. Translation? This thing will turn in like it's on rails. The brakes are carbon ceramic units all around, massive rotors clamped by 6-piston calipers up front. Behind them sit center-lock magnesium wheels wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires developed specifically for the GTD. These are essentially race slicks with the bare minimum of tread to make them street legal. Step inside, and you'll immediately notice this isn't a stripped-out track car. Ford wanted the GTD to be livable as a daily driver. If your daily commute involves hot-lapping Laguna Seca, the seats are fixed-back carbon fiber buckets from Recaro, covered in a mix of Alcantara and leather. They're surprisingly comfortable for race seats, with enough adjustability to fit a range of body types. The steering wheel is a flat-bottom unit wrapped in Alcantara with an integrated display. There's still a back seat, technically. It's more like a parcel shelf where you can store your helmet and racing gloves. But hey, it's there, which means lower insurance rates in some states. The digital gauge cluster is fully configurable with a track-focused layout that gives you all the vital information at a glance. Lap times, tire pressures, G-forces, and of course, a giant tachometer. There's even a data logger that can record your track sessions for later analysis. You can nerd out over your breakpoints and apex speeds like a real racing driver. So here's the bottom line. The Mustang GTD costs around $300,000. That's Porsche 911 GT3 RS money. That's McLaren 750S money. Hell, that's nearly Ford GT money. But what you're getting is something genuinely special. A Mustang that can run with the best track cars in the world, while still letting you grab groceries on Tuesday. Ford is only building 1,000 of these, and you can't just walk into a dealership and buy one. You had to apply, get approved, and prove you're actually going to drive it, not just stick it in a climate-controlled. Is it the world's most powerful Mustang? Absolutely. Is it the best Mustang ever made? That's going to depend on what you value. But one thing's for certain, the GTD proves that American muscle has evolved into something far more sophisticated than a big engine in a straight line. This is precision engineering wrapped in nostalgia, and it's probably the closest thing we'll ever get to a street-legal NASCAR Cup car. The Nürburgring lap time? Ford's still keeping that under wraps. But if they hit that sub-7-minute target, the automotive world is going to lose its collective mind.